Good morning and welcome to Go Beyond Betty. We are getting ready for Mother's Day, so we have to prep our breakfast in bed. So I've already shown you how to make the quiche, which you can go to this link if you didn't catch that one. But today I'm going to show you really fast scones and just a little fruit plate, and then just how to kind of dress up your a platter. And you can use anything for a tray. I actually had some trays, but you could even use a cookie tray, cover it with some nice little cloth, get a tiny little vase or even a shot glass or something a little glassy. Go pick some flowers outside. It doesn't have to be anything special. Just the thought is what counts. So we're gonna make our platters for our breakfast in bed, and we already have our savory quiche, so we want to have something a little bit sweeter to balance that out. So we're going to do some lemon poppy seed scones with a little lemon drizzle on top, and then our fruit will be strawberries with whipped cream.
All right, so we're gonna prep our scones for tomorrow morning. I just want to make the dough and get it all ready so that I can just bake them off in the morning. I want to make a lemon poppy seed kind of a scone. You could probably substitute some different things, but to make some lemony nice flavor, I want to zest one lemon. You don't want to go very deep. You definitely don't want to get into the white stuff. I'm just using a microplane, and this I like because it makes it very fine. And I probably only need a teaspoon. And that's why I kind of like looking at it. I can tell that that's pretty much a teaspoon. So I'm just gonna crank that out. Looks good to me. Now I need to juice it, and I'm probably only going to need a tablespoon of the juice. So I probably don't need all of it. Look how old this thing is. This is probably 1970s Tupperware party. Who knows where I got it. Maybe my grandma, maybe a rummage sale a million years ago, but you know what? It works. I like it better than the squeezing ones because I need to be able to pour it more accurately. So in here, I just have a cup and a quarter of flour, just all-purpose flour. I'm gonna throw in a quarter cup of powdered sugar. And the purpose of using powdered sugar is it's gonna be more of like a melt in your mouth flavor. We don't want a grainy texture like a cookie might have. We want that melty flavor. And then I have just a little bit of salt, probably a half a teaspoon of salt, and then 2 teaspoons of baking powder. The other thing I'm gonna add is some poppy seeds. I don't have a ton left in here. I'm gonna use whatever's left. It's probably going to be about 2 teaspoons, give or take. So that's it for our dry stuff. So I'm just gonna kind of combine my dry stuff. I can throw in my zest. I want to do that before my wet stuff gets in so I can equally distribute all that zest around. And what I like about these scones is it uses heavy cream for the fat. So instead of butter, I'm making sure it's chilled or melted or a certain size, it's just heavy cream. No substitution, not half and half, only heavy cream. I do have some because I am ready for Mother's Day and doing a quiche in the morning, but I wanted to show you something that I love at Trader Joe's. And it's the same thing, it's heavy cream, but it's pasteurized and processed in these super airtight containers. Like you don't hear it, it's completely airtight. These keep for months and they don't have to be refrigerated. You can just keep these in your pantry because who always remembers to buy heavy cream? So these are super handy if you have a Trader Joe's nearby. So I'm gonna put in 1 cup of heavy cream, and then I'll probably do a splash of vanilla just so I have a nice little vanilla flavor. We're just gonna make a baggy dough with this. I need 4 of these. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge overnight because I want fresh baked scones. I don't want day old scones. All right, so I'm just gonna mix this together. Bring it in for the real thing, Tommy. I'm gonna put just a splash of vanilla in here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. That's about it. So I'm gonna wrap this up in a nice little ball. Tomorrow morning, I just need to cut it into some nice, like little 2-bite petite scones. Meanwhile, I'll make my frosting on the side. The last little thing we're gonna do, we're gonna make the icing for our scones tomorrow. I just put plastic wrap over the scones. This is gonna go in the fridge and get nice and set. So tomorrow morning, all we have to do is get it out and cut it up. And in here, I have a half a cup of powdered sugar. And I only need about a tablespoon of lemon juice. So I did squeeze one whole lemon. 1 tablespoon is also 3 teaspoons. And I still had my teaspoon thing out, so that's what I'm using. I'm not gonna dirty something else. I don't want my cameraman to have to do more dishes. I wish. Oh, okay, so I'm just kind of whisking this up. Bring it in, Tom. So it's not gonna be like frosting on a cake. This is just gonna be a small little drizzle. If they're slightly warm still, I could just dunk them in there, but really you can just use a spoon or something and give them a nice little zigzag. I really didn't have to prep this because it is so fast, but I did because I had the powdered sugar out. I had the lemon stuff out already. So again, why dirty more things in the morning when you already have your stuff out? So this is just gonna, this honestly could sit out, but I'm just gonna keep it in the fridge, keep it nice and cool next to my scones, and we'll be ready tomorrow morning for breakfast in bed. So we've had our dough in the fridge overnight. You could get this out, you could roll it out more on a floured sheet. You know, I'm just lazy, I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna just leave it on the plastic wrap. Make sure that it doesn't completely stick when you pop it off. It's not a huge batch, so I think we're just gonna do a little wedges. Mix them up a little bit, but scones aren't meant to be perfection. They're meant to be rough looking. I also don't like to roll things out because I don't like to bite into floury baked goods. I don't want the flour on them, so I'm happier with them like this, that they don't look perfect and it's easier and less cleanup. You don't have to brush anything on top of them, but when they come out and they're cooled, then we'll put our icing on. One of the last things I want to do, I want some fresh fruit. I'm going to cut some strawberries and slice them and try to make some kind of heart. It doesn't have to be perfect because my plan after I make somewhat of a heart is when it's time, when it's showtime, to put like a border around it with whipped cream. So just something kind of fun and different. So I'm just going to slice these up and then I'll start to build it. All right, good enough.
So it can be that easy. Again, it's really all about the thought that counts. It doesn't have to be fancy Nancy, okay? It's just getting up and making the effort and doing it. So anytime you have a chance to spoil your friends, especially if they're a mom, please take that opportunity. So spoil them a little bit. Even if you are a mom, that means you can spoil a mom. You know what they go through. So happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. I know I love my mother dearly, and I wish I had her nearby so I could spoil her rotten and bring her breakfast in bed. So thank you again for joining me. We'll catch you again next time. And thank you for taking Whisks in the Kitchen. We'll see you again soon. Bye.